What's up? This is Clint Cronin, and I am heading over Highway 160 right now into Las Vegas. Here's a cattle guard, gonna make a little boom. Heading over to Las Vegas from Pahrump, visiting some family over there, and we're just coming off a NASCAR weekend, which was probably a big deal for a lot of people. I'm not a big NASCAR guy, but I can tell you for sure there was traffic in and around Las Vegas all weekend due to that. There was also a very big professional wrestling weekend in Las Vegas. They had shows 3 nights in a row at Sam's Town over there off of the Boulder Strip on the east side. So Friday and Saturday night they had shows by arguably the number 2 and number 3 promotion right now, Ring of Honor, followed by on Sunday they had Future Stars of Wrestling. I ran into a few people that I had trained with a number of years ago back in San Jose, and that was really cool. I saw Willie Mack, which was awesome. He's on that Lucha Underground show on the El Rey Network, which is it's a pretty cool show. It's pretty interesting pro wrestling depiction or portrayal. It's kind of puts together various elements of novellas, that sort of thing, with American pro wrestling, and then also the traditional Mexican lucha libre style. So it's a cool sort of amalgamation of 3 different kind of genres all put together in a pretty unique presentation. So it's pretty cool. I've caught a few episodes of that, and it's entertaining. They add in the more dramatic soap opera type stuff in the back, and there's kind of more of a, you want to say fiction, but there's more sort of soap opera storyline stuff than some of the other alternate sort of wrestling products out there, which would seem hard to believe. I'd want to say it's like the Latino version of Monday Night Raw with a little bit more on the novella side, if I could really qualify it at all. Last Thursday, I had Noad Lahat on my podcast. I met him over at his place in Las Vegas. His nickname is Neo. He's one of the first Israeli MMA fighters. I believe the first Israeli UFC fighter. He's going to be fighting on the 31st of March, so this coming month in Chicago for the Bellator promotion, which is they put on amazing shows. They're easily the number 2 promotion in the world right now, well, at least in North America. So I know Ryzen and ONE FC are doing some big things in their part of the world, in Asia, and Japan and Singapore respectively. But here in the United States, at least, Bellator is easy number 2 promotion. Maybe the UK as well, since they're featured on Spike as sort of a Viacom property or product. I know there's a Spike TV in the United States, and obviously there's also Spike UK. So I definitely say Bellator is the number 2, at least where my eyes would be focused, since I am here in the United States. And then coming up on Wednesday, I'm going to be sitting down with Tom Lawlor. So Filthy Tom Lawlor, former UFC fighter in the middleweight division, as well as professional wrestler. So he's been a professional wrestling personality off and on for the last decade. Some people may or may not know that. He just made his debut here recently in the last few months. Last night he was working in the commentary booth over at the Future Stars of Wrestling show. So we've got some mutual friends. I got to kind of catch up with him after the show. And that was really cool. So on Wednesday we're gonna meet up and do a full episode. He's also got a show, more pro wrestling related. I'll be sure and plug that in the comments or the description of this part right here. And what you're seeing right now, if you're just sort of joining now, is the drive on the canyon on Highway 160, which turns into a road called Blue Diamond into Las Vegas. So if you're wondering what the outskirts of Las Vegas look like, outside of Las Vegas, Clark County, this is Nye County, coming out of a town called Pahrump, which, if you've ever watched I think it's a show called Cat House on HBO, there's, this is where all the legal brothels are in Nevada, or at least I think a good portion of them anyway. I've got some family that lives out in that neck of the woods, so I'm out here visiting a bit and doing the podcast thing. We got the PANS tournament next week, so I may, actually this coming week, so I may be going over there to check that out, meet a few people. We've got a really awesome guest coming up on the 20th. I don't want to spill the beans just yet. You guys will see it when it happens. This has been one I've been, working on for quite some time now, so I'm pretty excited about it. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, this has been kind of a pro wrestling weekend. I attended 2 of the 3 shows. I attended the Ring of Honor show on Saturday night, which is the day after, I think, their 15th anniversary show. I'm not sure how many pro wrestling fans there are listening right now, but these guys in Ring of Honor, they put out a product it's pretty different from what you're going to be used to seeing in mainstream professional wrestling. It's very fast-paced. It's very kind of action-packed. If you're an MMA purist or an MMA fan, you're going to say, it's not real, or it's fake or whatever. But look, everybody likes Game of Thrones. Everybody likes these shows on HBO. Everybody likes, The Sopranos, all this stuff. It isn't real either, guys. It isn't. None of these shows, nothing on TV is real. I hate to burst your bubble. It is entertainment. Yes, the UFC is real. I love the UFC. I love MMA. I am a martial artist. I am a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. Blood, sweat, and years on the mat. Years and years. I've been doing Jiu-Jitsu 12 years. I've been martial arts my whole life. I wrestled. I'm into striking now. I've been getting into boxing and kickboxing, trying to add that to my repertoire on top of the Jiu-Jitsu. So, yes, I have all the respect in the world, admiration, and hell yes, it's real. But the guys in wrestling, they work their asses off to entertain the fans, the kids, right? It's usually the story of good versus evil, right? It's the old school stuff. And while the outcome of the match is predetermined, of course, the stuff that happens in the ring, the training, the falling down over and over, the getting hit, those power moves, going through this table, all this stuff, it hurts like hell. I can tell you from experience, I've gone through the training, I have done the wrestling thing, I actually looked at pursuing pro wrestling a number of years back, and it hurts like hell. It hurts like hell. Trying to combine that with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, training both full-time, it's basically impossible. My back, my neck, I was constantly having to see, chiropractor, all this stuff. It hurts. I was lucky to not sustain any, kind of damage in doing it, as I only kind of went through the training portion. I wasn't able to dedicate my full time to going and being a pro wrestler. But it's the wear and tear on your body is absolutely real. You see so many of these guys dying prematurely and everything, and it sucks. And so anyway, as a fan, I was a fan of wrestling as a small child. Getting into MMA, getting into the UFC was based on me already being a professional wrestling fan. And when the original UFCs came out on pay-per-view, it was just a matter of, thinking it was supposed to be a pro wrestling show and turning on the cable box there, that special cable box that everybody's neighbor had at the time, and instead of seeing the WWF or WWE, whatever we're calling it, it would be one of the first UFCs. I remember seeing, Ken Shamrock and Chemo and all these guys back in the day, and Hoist Gracie, and that was my first exposure to mixed martial arts. And already have doing some martial arts in the past, leading up to this time, which would have had to have been when I was 11 or maybe 12 years old, something like that. I might have even been younger at this point. I was absolutely fascinated by it, and seeing that there was a wrestling product that was on TV, but it was real. It was amazing. It was like the steel cage fight where, like Bloodsport, like where everything, where it was actually real. So it was actually really cool. And from there, I just became a huge fan. I later, got into judo in junior college, and again in regular college and university. And when I moved out to the Bay Area in 2005, I joined a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym, and I've been at it literally every day since. So it's always been, one of my biggest goals in life. I wanted to be a black belt. I always wanted to be a black belt because when I was in martial arts as a little kid, I never went that far, and I always felt bad. Like, man, you start things but you don't finish them. And then in getting my black belt, the one thing I realized is there is no end to jiu-jitsu because you're always growing. You're always trying to train and improve and to strive to do the move better, or, you know, to really keep going. So it's one big thing I learned is that there's no end. So I had this thing in the back of my mind the whole time, like, man, you start things, you never finish them. So it was just something weighing on me that I have to keep going. I have to keep going. First of all, I love jiu-jitsu. It's improved my life so much. If I look at, you know, me back in the day when I was a little kid, like a skinny, like, computer nerd kid, you know, basketball and, you know, uncoordinated and stuff, to now where, you know, I'm a legitimate Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and it's awesome. I mean, I'm, you know, by no means trying to say I'm the best at what I do or anything like that, but I strive to improve every single day. I try to train with the best people I can, and I just try to get better and better. And for me, if I can pass that on, if I can share what I've gained from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with people, I think that's, you know, first of all, I should. Because there's a lot of people out there that are struggling with depression or their weight or confidence, or they don't know how to defend themselves. And I'll tell you what, right now, if you have any of these things in your mind right now, if you don't know how you'd handle yourself in a self-defense type of situation, if you don't feel very confident, if you don't feel very strong or flexible, or you're a little bit overweight, if you see a place like that in your life that needs improvement, I'm telling you, jiu-jitsu can certainly get you there. Is it the only way? No, I don't think so, but that's the way that I know, that's the way that worked for me, and that's basically what I'm going to share with people, is my experience with jiu-jitsu, how it's improved my life. Look, it's not the only thing I do. Diet's a huge piece of it, right? You gotta have a good diet, you gotta rest plenty, and then supplement your training. Also with, you know, you want to be flexible, so you want to have that the ability to move when you're older as well. So yoga's awesome, but it's not the only thing, right? I love powerlifting. I love the squats. I love deadlifts. I like moving kettlebells around, all this stuff. But it's not the only thing, right? So I figured you want components, right? You want the jiu-jitsu as sort of the centerpiece, and then you want to supplement that. You want to be able to move around. You want to be, you know, nimble. You want to be flexible. You want to keep those joints, you know, fluid. So that's where the yoga comes in. But then you want to keep your strength up. You want to keep, you know, make sure you've got that muscle to support the joints in your neck, your spine, your back, your knees, all that stuff. Well, that's where the powerlifting comes from as well. So I think that those three things in reasonable doses, along with good diet and rest, plenty of water, you can live to be old and healthy. You could be one of those people that, you know, gets older, you look great. Everybody else is looking like, they're 1 foot, 1 foot in the grave, and the other one's like about to slip on a banana peel, right? But then you, with the jiu-jitsu, with the lifting, with the yoga, you're gonna look good, you're gonna feel good, until you're ready to get out of here and move on to the next form of existence, you know. Anyway, traffic's fun. For the record, my hand is not on the phone or on the camera right now. I've got my hands on the steering wheel. I just pulled into Las Vegas right now. I'm on the corner of Durango and Blue Diamond, which is, on the outskirts of Las Vegas. I think it's technically Las Vegas, but they call this area Blue Diamond. So I think I'm going to leave it at that. Again, thanks again for watching my stuff. I've got a podcast available on iTunes. It's also available here. It's a Clint Cronin show, as you could probably tell. If you don't mind, or if you like what you see anyway, or what you hear, please give us a like, comment, share, subscribe is really where it's at. So thanks again for listening. It's Monday, but remember, Monday started yesterday. By the time Walking Dead or Game of Thrones, whatever your favorite show is on Sunday nights, by the time that gets there, Monday's already started. So you already want to be thinking about how is my week going to go? What do I want to accomplish this week? If you aren't being proactive, you're late, right? If it starts at 10, you got to be there ready to go at 9:55 or 9:45. Same thing. Monday starts on Sunday late afternoon. You want to plan that week ahead of time, so when you're ready to go Monday morning, boom, you hit the ground running. You're already ahead. You always want to be prepared, no matter what it is, what your goals are, whether it's business, whether it's personal, whether it's some sort of project you're working on, whether it's whatever it is. You want to make sure you're proactive, and you want to make sure that you're taking the first swing, right? Anyway, thanks for watching. Again, if you like what I'm doing, please like, share, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Much love. Thanks again. 2017. Oh, by the way, my birthday is on Friday, St. Patrick's Day. I'm not going to say how old I'm going to be, because I think after you get to 30 or something, it doesn't even matter anymore. But it's also St. Patrick's Day, and a lot of people like to drink a lot, especially in the United States on that day. So for my birthday, I want to make sure this is what I want. If you're out there drinking, you're taking an Uber, you're taking a Lyft, you're taking a taxi, you got a designated driver. Don't drink and drive. Just be safe. Lots of love. Take care. And if you're competing at PANS this coming week, kick some ass. Go win. Awesome. All right, later.